Alright, so in this video, I'm going to go over what cards are in my wallet for the second quarter of 2024. We'll be going through what cards I'm working on a sign-up bonus for, which cards I'm using on the regular, as well as some plans for the future. First up in my wallet is the Chase Freedom Flex card. Now, this card isn't always in my wallet, but it will heavily depend on the current quarterly spending categories, which sometimes can be a big plus since you're typically getting 5x points per dollar on these rotating quarterly categories that change every 3 months. Now, in quarter 2, the categories are 5x back at Amazon, including Whole Foods, hotels, and restaurants. And this quarter's bonus category is stacked with the Freedom Flex's standard earnings, which means your earnings are bumped up from the 5x on travel to 9x on hotels, 3x to 7x back at restaurants, and then on the side, you have that 5x back on Amazon and Whole Foods. Since I spent a good amount on restaurants, this was my go-to food card starting the quarter. But aside from taking advantage of the quarterly bonuses, this card doesn't get much use. I mean, I use it to hit that $1,500 spending limit for earning that 5% back, and then I move on. And while this year has been a good year for the Freedom Flex, with the first quarter being groceries, and then restaurants for quarter 2, which are both big spend areas for me, I'm hoping for a PayPal category to come up again or something useful for me for another quarter later this year, so then I know I can at least max out 3/4 of the elevated earnings. Sometimes those other categories are no good to me, like wholesale clubs, which I don't go to at all, as well as gas stations since I work from home and I don't spend much on gas, so categories like that aren't a big deal for me when it comes to this card. This next card here is one of the first sign-up bonus cards that I want to talk about, and that's the Chase Ink Business Cash. So right off the bat, I want to go ahead and say for 2024, I'll be on the ink train, grabbing a few business ink cards to rack up those Chase points for Hyatt stays. I picked up this card in March with the sign-up bonus of 75,000 points after spending $6,000 in the first 3 months, which now they have a better offer that has it broken down into $350 or 35,000 points after spending $3,000 in 3 months, and then an additional $400 or 40,000 points for a total of 75,000 points after reaching $6,000 in spend. This card gets you 5x points per dollar on your first $25,000 in combined purchases at office supply stores, internet, cable, and phone services, and then 2x on the first $25,000 of combined purchases at gas stations and restaurants. My business spending here won't be geared towards the elevated earnings, but really it's just to hit that welcome bonus. Maybe later on when I slow down on cards that I'm looking to add, I'll make use of the office supply store spending with gift cards to cover some other spending areas. But by the time this video is posted, I will have already hit my sign-up bonus, and then moving into the next quarter, I'll likely grab another ink card. A nice thing is, since this card has no annual fee, it makes it easier for me to sit on it for some time while I cycle through some more ink cards in the future. So this next card, you either hate it or love it, and I'll give you a hint. It has to do with some food credits. Yeah, I'm talking about the Amex Gold card. This card here is easily one of my favorite points earning cards. While you do get 4x points on spend at restaurants and takeout worldwide, along with groceries and 3x points on travel, I stick with the food spending here. I talked about this in my last gold card video, but this card earns me at least 6,000 points or more a month, so it's a consistent earner for me. But since the beginning of this year, the Freedom Flex card has taken away some spend from my gold card since we had groceries in Q1 and then now restaurants for Q2. Since I'm aiming to get Chase points this year, it does take priority and spend there first. So I will say it probably has lowered to around 30% or so of my gold earnings these first 2 quarters. Now, let's not forget about the $240 worth of credits that this card has. I know this one can really drive some people crazy, but for me, since I do pick up food a few times a month and have a wide variety of restaurants close by, that Uber and the dining credits are no sweat for me to use. Not everyone loves it, but this card is A1 for me. Definitely won't be leaving my wallet anytime soon. Okay, so we're back to another sign-up bonus card, and this one is yet another ink card, but this time it's the Chase Ink Preferred card. Now, you might be thinking, wait, I thought you just got an ink card that you're working on. Why did you get 2? And yeah, that is true, but this one I had my player 2 apply for. The plan with the ink cards here is to basically rotate signing up for cards about every 2 months or so, while also referring each other for the cards. For example, by referring her for an ink card, I got a bonus of 40,000 Chase UR points, and the ink preferred gets you 100,000 UR points after spending $8,000 in the first 3 months. So after hitting the bonus on this card, you would get 140,000 points with the referral and sign-up bonus combined. Unfortunately, this 40,000 point referral bonus is going to be expiring soon at the beginning of September, so be sure to take advantage of it while you can. While this card does earn you 3x points per dollar on the first 150K spent on combined purchases like shipping, internet, cable, and phone services, advertising spend, and travel, for her use, this card is just about us getting that sign-up bonus. When it comes to a catch-all card, this card is my go-to no matter what, and it always has a place on my wallet, and that's gonna be the Capital One Venture X card. This card earns you 2x miles on everything, as well as 10x points on hotels and rental cars, and 5x on flights. I don't use it often for flights, but I have gotten a credit back after booking a flight due to their price drop protection, which they also have a price match guarantee, so be sure not to overlook that feature either. For hotels overseas, if there aren't any good options for redeeming my points or choices with some of the bigger hotels, I'll take a look at the smaller hotels and search for the best price, comparing some third-party sites against my credit card portals, which sometimes I found cheaper prices with Capital One. Also, the $300 travel credit that the Venture X gives you is locked to the portal, but it's easy to use. I always end up finding a boutique hotel to stay at during one of my trips, which if it doesn't fully cover, it will take a big chunk of the cost out. Oh, and the 10K anniversary bonus points worth $100 is the cherry on top. I mean, come on, $395 annual fee with a $300 credit and a yearly bonus that's worth at least $100 worth of points. Since this card does give primary rental car coverage and Hertz Presidential Circle status, it's a nice combo benefit since I've used Hertz quite a few times this year already. And I always book the Class C car, which from my experience is the lowest class car that you can pick and still have the choice of whatever you want. This card is used on the regular for me, and I could easily keep talking about this card, but just know it's for sure one of my top picks. Next up, I have yet another card that I'm working on a sign-up bonus for, and that's the Marriott Bonvoy Business Card. So there's 2 reasons why I got this card. One is for the sign-up bonus at the time, and then 2 is because it's part of my Marriott strategy that I'll be working on. At the time I got the card, it had a welcome offer of 5 free nights worth 50,000 points each after spending $8,000 in the first 6 months, which is definitely better than the standard 3 free night awards. The thing is that this 5 free night offer was going to expire on March 20th. So although I did get the ink cash that same month, I didn't want to apply for this card 2 months later and risk having a lower offer. But with my luck, a new offer came back anyways at the end of May, and this one expires on July 10th. Also, a big plus is that the Bonvoy Business Card gives me 6 months to hit my bonus, which is perfect because I want to delay the time when I receive the free night awards. Because once they're issued, you only have 12 months to use those award nights. I'll also be earning a free night award every year of holding the card worth 35,000 points, which you can top off these nights with an additional 15,000 points, which for a 35K award will allow you to get up to a 50K award points booking. I'll also get 15 Elite Night credits, which keep in mind, you can combine Elite Night credits earned from just 1 business card and 1 personal card, regardless if you have any more cards. This leads me to my next point, my Marriott strategy. And at some point, I'll make a whole video about this, but I plan on getting the Bonvoy Brilliant card next, sometime in early fall of this year, as well as get the Chase Bonvoy Boundless and the Ritz-Carlton card, which who knows might end up being 2 Ritz cards one day, but doing this will net me 2 85,000 point award nights and 2 35,000 point award nights per year, which remember, you can add up to 15K to top them off, along with giving me platinum status, 40 Elite Night credits earned, making titanium status more attainable, and a handful of credits and other benefits too. So when you think of the best travel card in terms of features and benefits, what comes to mind? Well, for me, That's the Amex Platinum card. Now, this card isn't always in my wallet, but since I've been doing some traveling recently and locking in future travels, I've been putting this card to work. With all the credits that this card offers and that I use, I easily get back enough value from just the credits alone to offset the cost, even with an additional user. This is the card that I'm usually using to pay the fees and taxes on award flights or to cover some short domestic trips that I may take that I don't use points for. The reason is so I can take advantage of some of the benefits and insurances that the Platinum card offers. On top of that, my favorite thing about this card is the lounge access that it gives you. Usually, I'll find myself in Delta Sky Club lounges or Centurion lounges. Since I live in South Florida, the airports I fly out of are Miami and Fort Lauderdale, which between the two, I have no problem getting use out of the lounges before I fly out. I'm also always eating at the airport because I end up hungry once I get to the airport or the times when I have a layover. And with my Player 2, this can easily be 20 or 30 bucks worth of food and snacks that I'd be spending each time if I didn't have lounge access. In my opinion, I think this is the ultimate traveler's card, and I don't see myself letting it go anytime soon, even if they bump up the annual fees. Now, this next card is one of my favorite no annual fee cards, and that's the Bilt card. This card has some nice earnings, benefits, and a great ecosystem for a card with zero cost. I use it to earn 1x points per dollar on my rent payments when I pay through my rental portal. And thanks to this nice feature of Bilt, I don't have to worry about paying those transaction fees that would come from using another credit card in the portal. I've mentioned this before in previous videos, but with my rent being over $3K per month, I'd have to be crazy to skip out on not taking advantage of earning points on rent, since that can pull me a nice chunk of points every year. So since this isn't a card that I'm currently using on the regular, and the fact that you need 5 transactions in a period in order to earn the points, I recently shifted over some monthly subscriptions to the card. So now I don't have to think about the 5 minimum transactions that are needed. There you have it, guys. Those were all the cards that I have in my wallet in Q2 of 2024. Which I'll be looking to add a few more here and there soon. Let me know in the comments which of the cards you're most interested, and why not suggest a few cards that I don't have while you're at it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time.